Thank you for having me. My name is Melanie Meade. I live in Clairton, Pennsylvania. I'm a longtime resident. I had left here in seventh grade when my parents divorced, but I returned to attend Pitt in 1992. My family was always wellness oriented, eating off of the land, and I learned about the poor air pollution coming from the USX coking industry, and it alarmed me that an industry this massive would harm the health of the people around it. I just never thought it never occurred to me that the industry would do that. And I found out about this when I returned from North Carolina. I was following holistic wellness studies, and I was about to purchase an apothecary in 2013, and my father had passed away. So I returned to Pittsburgh thinking I'd bury my father and go back and start my business when my mother passed 6 months later, and my sister 5 years later, and then my baby brother in 2020. So at 2020, I was the only living immediate family member. And it took a toll on me emotionally and a toll on our whole family. So I found holistic wellness and uh, naturopath options or choices as something that we need to use, especially because we're working with the environment. Our body is already equipped to help us remove whatever needs to be removed, to absorb whatever needs to be absorbed. But we have to remember when we are going into these polluted and toxic sites that we don't want to carry this pollution and toxicity home with us. We who live on the front lines value each and every one of you for what you offer and that you care enough to stand in solidarity with us. But we do not want you to share in sickness. We do not want you to share in anxiety, because we won't be able to carry on the fight or the journey without you in your places of power and influence, and without us having the stories to go together. So I think it's really important to look at body cupping and breath work, because those are things that allow us to release immediately. And sometimes you can check in. You may get a light headache. You may have a light chest, palpitation, but it's checking in with our bodies and making sure we're not putting ourselves at risk to stand in solidarity. Because I know that no one would want to see another sick because they're visiting a place that we live in. Reasons why I express this to you all is because upon visiting Baltimore, Maryland, in the Butterfly District area, Black Butterfly District area. It's a redlining area that has tons of polluted sites and toxic sites. I had a blackout. I did not remember having the blackout. Luckily, I was with a group of friends, and they were able to stay with me through the blackout. And I didn't remember or recall it, but I do believe it had more to do with me being in another toxic area that is more polluted than the one that I already live in. So it's very important for us to take note of how we're feeling and honor our bodies, because no one would want you to sacrifice yourself. These are called sacrifice zones because the industries are sacrificing us. We are not choosing to sacrifice ourselves. And I hope that none of you would ever feel guilty if you didn't show up to look at one of the sites. You can look in my background. There are plenty of videos and pictures you all can find of it. We just need your support, influencing others who may be leery or not trusting the truth that's out here. That's what we really need from each and every one of you.